This is part 4 of Federalist number 15. I'll start in the middle of the third paragraph where we left off. Remember, it says, ours is the lowest point of declension, is respectability in the eyes of foreign powers, a safeguard against foreign encroachment. We talked about this. He says when we are weak, when we are disunited, foreign powers do not even care what we think. They can attack us, they can invade us, or they can just take our resources for whatever reason, whatever excuse they want to. They can meddle in our affairs. In other words, they can try to pick a part of this confederacy to side with them and make us even weaker because we'll start working against one another. The imbecility of our government even forbids them to treat with us. Our ambassadors abroad are the mere pageants of mimic sovereignty. They make fun of our ambassadors. They don't even care that they're there. They look at us as unworthy people. Anytime you hear the word imbecility, I want you to think of adjectives like useless, worthless, something that does not work at all, is not helpful, is not useful. Something that its time has passed, because I will be using this adjective after a while. I will tell you why. The price, is a violent and unnatural decrease in the value of land a symptom of national distress? The price of improved land in most parts of the country is much lower than can be accounted for by the quantity of waste land at market, and can only be fully explained by the want of private and public confidence, which are so alarmingly prevalent among all ranks and which have a direct tendency to depreciate property of every kind. When it says improved land, it's talking about the land that's been settled, that somebody's taking care of. Maybe they've fenced it in. Maybe they've built a cottage or a house. Something that somebody's taking care of the land. They're getting rid of the weeds. They're cutting the trees maybe that shouldn't be there. Even though that's a little crazy, it sounds a little crazy. But it says when you look at the price of even improved land, good land, the price has not appreciated. It's not gone up like it's supposed to. Isn't that a mark, a reason? Don't you think the reason is because our personal and public credit, our finance, our economics, the amount of money we owe, the fact that other governments don't trust us anymore and they won't give us any credit. Even our own citizens won't give us credit. Don't you think that is one of the reasons that this has happened? So as you see, he's going to go down the list of all the deficiencies, all the shortcomings of these 13 states. And he's going to say the main reason for all or any of these is because the defects of the Articles of Confederation, our first Constitution. Then he continues, is private credit the friend and patron of industry? You have credit, especially for people or families, not government, when he says private credit, isn't that a friend and patron of industry? Doesn't that give reason for people to want to improve their lives, even if they have to borrow some money on credit so that they can build a business or anything like that, that will actually get everybody's business, the community's business, the city's business improving? Here, when he says industry, he means something that will get people to work, be industrious, do some good work, not necessarily like we use the word industrial right now. The most useful kind, which relates to borrowing and lending, is reduced within the narrowest limits, and this still more from an opinion of insecurity than from scarcity of money. People, even if they loan money, it's going to be very little money. Narrowest limits means it's going to be small loans. And most of this is not because there's not enough money to circulate. Yes, that's part of it, but it's because credit is not good, or impression. People are thinking that, well, look at what happened this past 5-10 years. You gave somebody $1 or £1, and when they return that money, the money's value has depreciated so much that nowadays it's worth 20 cents. Or they give you paper money that's not worth it. And they say, why should I lend money if I'm not going to get my money back? Or what actually equal to what I paid, maybe plus 5% of interest. I'll finish the paragraph. To shorten an enumeration of particulars which can afford neither pleasure nor instruction, it may in general be demanded, what indication is there of national disorder, poverty, and insignificance that could befall a community so peculiarly blessed with natural advantages as we are, which does not form a part of the dark catalogue of our public misfortunes? He says, look at this long list of awful things that we've mentioned. Why should a country as rich, as resourceful, as blessed as we are get to this point? It's all because the defects of